Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to have a look at one of the data analysis assistants called Julius AI. A few years ago, it debuted in the market and has grown a lot of significance over the period of years. So much so that Gartner survey honorably mentions it in one of its magic quadrants. So today we are going to take a look at its chat interface, what features it has to offer, what are the different file types that it supports, and it requires no coding at all. Okay, and at the same time it can be used by anyone, whether it is data analyst, business professionals, engineers, or literally anyone can use it, thereby democratizing the data science field, removing the technical barriers so that you can upload a file and within a click of a button you are able to analyze your data and generate charts. So without further ado, let's jump into the demo. So to get started, you will have to visit the website julius.ai and you will have to log in using your personal credentials. Once you sign it up and you log in into your application, you will be greeted with a very simple, clean and minimalist UI. If you have a finer look at this, you will see that it resembles a lot like ChatGPT. So on the left panel, you have the option like My Threads, which basically allows you to have a conversation history. And further down there's a notebook option. So if you look at this, you have the option to have your new notebooks. You can create notebooks from here on top. For people who have worked from the Jupyter and Snowflake world, will recollect that notebooks allow you to have simple cell-based implementations wherein you can write down your code and run down the notebook. Okay, if you look at further down, you have my files. Here I have already been playing around with Julius for the last few days. So these are some of the sample files that I have uploaded here, and we'll go through 3 demos specifically from this file set that I have already added. To make learning easier for the beginners and the new users, Julius has done a good job of providing a curated list of notebooks wherein it is categorized as data processing notebooks or data visualizations, data cleaning. You can have a look at the bar charts, time series analysis, extraction of tables from the PDFs, correlations, quiz maker, formula and other things. If you hit one of them, you can have further details about each of those sections. Okay, so that way I think Julius has done a good job of keeping the people engaged on their platform. There's an easy access for quick documentation, just in case if you are needing some assistance. They have provided the documentation link here. And then further down, if you look, they have support and dashboards of all sorts. So dashboards allow you to give more information. All right, so let's begin with our first demo. So for everybody's convenience, what I have done here is I have already added one of the charts here. So let me take you through that. So this particular chart that you see here, it is about the total number of Grandmasters in the world of chess from 2000 to 2025. Okay, the data has been categorized based on different countries and the counts. Okay, so let's see how does this particular data get analyzed by Julius. So what I'm asking here is, what are some of the key takeaways from the attached image of the table, which is about chess Grandmasters counts over the years from this and this. Okay, so what it has done is, here is the result of the processing of image. So here are some key takeaways. So it talks about Russia's growth. Okay, Russia being the king of all the Grandmasters in the world today, followed by Germany, USA, Hungary, India and China. So then it also gives you an overall pattern. For example, Russia is a clear leader, but its numbers have started dropping sharply after 2015. China and India is shown as having dramatic increases, reflecting its rise in popularity in chess. Germany, USA, Hungary are shown as having steady progress and less of a dramatic growth. Okay, so it has also successfully converted the image data into a tabular format. So if you look at this, it is giving you a tabular format for those years and the country exactly represented as in the image. Further down, I asked it to create a multi-line chart where each country is represented in a different color. X-axis would be years and Y-axis would be Grandmasters. You could certainly play around with this text and try to give it different instructions, but when I gave this instructions, Julius did a fantastic job in basically first identifying the Python code. Okay, so it has given you a Python code where it makes use of matplotlib and pandas to do the analysis of the data. So if you look at this, it is doing the plotting of the graph and has given me an explanation, a sweet explanation about what does the code do. Okay, so here is the graph that it has plotted. It's a multi-line chart, ability to with providing an ability to download it as well. And then here you can see that sudden drop in the number of Grandmasters from Russia. Also, it shows about the steady rise of the other three countries and successful growth for India and China. So in the next demo, we are going to take a look at the auto sales numbers. So what I have done here is I have created a notebook called Auto Sales India, and which will be used for analyzing an Excel data. So let me show you that Excel data. So this is the Excel data that I have got from the internet, and this is specifically talking about the trend in the auto sales for different vehicle categories over the period of years for India. Okay, so it talks about passenger vehicles count, commercial vehicles, three-wheelers, two-wheelers, quadricycles, and a final total count of each of those categories in the years like 1920, 20, 21, 21, etc. Okay, so we'll upload this particular file and see how does the analysis by Julius takes place. So I'll open this notebook. So for your convenience, I've already uploaded this particular file here. Okay, I'll just have the notebook rerun. So what I'm asking here is, what are the key insights and from the particular Excel sheet, and draw a trend line of the different vehicle segments over the mentioned period. Let's run this again. So it gives you a step-by-step thinking process. It starts by creating a Python code where it has taken the file path, a sweet explanation about the code. Okay, then further down what it is doing is visualizing the trends in the vehicle segment, vehicle sales segment. So here if you look at it at the code, it is making use of again pandas for data processing and matplotlib for plotting the graph. So again an explanation of the code, and then finally it has given you an analysis. So analysis says that the vehicle sales trends in India from 2019 to 25 has been completed. The data includes various vehicle segments like passenger vehicle, commercial vehicle, three-wheeler, two-wheeler, and quadricycles. If you notice from the Excel sheet, these are the specific categories that it had shown. And then further down, it is showing you a trend of the sales for each of those segments. So first, if you can look at this, it shows about the sale of quadricycles, then two-wheelers, and the other three segments as well. And then on the horizontal axis, you see the years. On the vertical axis, you see the number of vehicles sold. Further down, it shows the key highlights for each of those categories. For example, two-wheelers dominate the market with significant higher sales compared to the others. Passenger vehicles show steady increase in the sales, indicating a growing preference. And commercial and three-wheelers have fluctuating sales with notable increase in the recent years, and quadricycles have minimal sales. Okay, so if you look at this, these are the grand total, and this is the first value, which is for two-wheelers. Okay, yeah, so it has very well identified the trend in this particular notebook. And I also wanted to show you a way in which you can talk to the notebook. If you look at this right now, there is a model lab here. So by default, it is making use of GPT-4o mini, but if you want, you can change the model type, and changing the model type requires you to have a premium membership. So I'll stick with whatever I have because I just wanted to learn the tool and show it as a demo. But this is the way in which you can change the model, the underlying model, and analyze. So in our third and final demo, what I have done here is I have taken a PDF file which again talks about the auto sales numbers for the month of January 2025. Okay, and this PDF I have got from the internet by some company called Primus Partners, and this is what I have fed into the Julius AI model to see what analysis it comes up with. So let's go over here So again, I'll open the notebooks. So here is the notebook that I had created for this purpose. So if you look at this, I have already uploaded the file here, and I'm asking him what are the what are the main key takeaways from the PDF file, and how would you represent the information visually. So if you notice a change in my chat conversation, so in the natural language, what I'm asking it is, give me the main takeaways, and I'm not telling him what specific chart I want. I want the model itself to interpret that information and give me an appropriate chart. So let's rerun this. So it starts with the thinking process where the analysis of document is happening. So it's running the model. Okay, the answers have started coming in. So if you look at this, the document highlights a significant surge in the India's car sales for the month of January, driven by spillover effect from previous months. And then it has given you a nice summary of the overall document, where it has categorized different vehicle segments: two-wheelers, three-wheelers, passenger vehicles, three-wheelers, tractors, and everything, and also given you an appropriate rise about the those specific segments. Further down, if you look, it has given you a Python code, again a choice of pandas for the data processing, and this time it has also added a seaborn library, which is used for visualizations in Python along with matplotlib. There's a small explanation about the code, what it does. So it's created a structured summary of the car sales, converted that summary into a data frame, plotted the bar graphs for the sales unit, and a YOY growth of the vehicle segments. Okay, and if you look down, this is the code it has created. Okay, summary data, there's a data frame it's talking about, and then the plotting of the graph. Okay, and then the plot for YOY growth. So let's look down. The analysis of the car sales for 2025 reveals significant growth and insights. Here are the key takeaways. So two-wheeler sales 4.15% increase, three-wheelers 6.86%, four-wheelers 15%, commercial vehicles 8.2%, and tractors 5.2%. So these are the growth numbers for the month of January 2025, and these are YOY basis. So it's compared with January of 2024. Okay, and now here is the comparison between the two charts here. So this is the growth on sales, that is on the unit basis for each of those vehicle categories in the month of January, and this is talking about the percentage growth on a YOY basis. So this number is basically growth over January 2024. Yeah, so as you can see, I think Julius AI does a very good job of analyzing the data. You don't have to do the number crunching on your own. You don't require specialized technical skills in order to assess the numbers. Anybody with a basic access to the data can easily access Julius website, upload the data, and have the analysis done. So that is all I have for the demo today. Let me know in the comment section how you like the demo and any new content that you would like me to try and demo on. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that right away.